Motorist rescues 500 dogs just minutes before being slaughtered. Recently in the Ghizhou province of China, a motorist was horrified and disgusted to see a truck full of tightly caged dogs speeding down the road. These dogs were on their way to be slaughtered for a very controversial dog meat restaurant industry in China. The motorist was absolutely appalled and immediately took pictures and posted them on China's version of Twitter, Weibo. There was an immediate response from animal activists and dog lovers alike. The police were contacted and people rushed to the scene, where the motorist spotted the trailer of dogs waiting to be slaughtered. The cages were so small and the dogs were crammed in so tight that there was barely even enough room to breathe and the dogs were dying. Some of the dogs were already dead. What happened next is absolutely amazing. A motorist was traveling down the highway when they passed a large truck loaded with crates that were overly stuffed with living dogs. Something had to be done immediately. The motorist sent these pictures via social media and there was an immediate response from animal activists nearby. The truck was carrying hundreds of dogs packed in tight cages on their way to be slaughtered and served as meals. The dogs could barely breathe. The animal activists and police were contacted. They stopped the vehicle at the next toll station and immediately started unloading these helpless victims. There were hundreds of cages all piled on top of each other in the most cruel conditions possible. The animal activists and dog lovers started to unload and release the dogs so they could recover from their terrible journey. You can see just how tightly packed these cages are with the poor animals. Dogs were the first domesticated in China thousands of years ago, and they've been eaten for the same amount of time. Western civilizations are up in arms about this and want to stop it immediately. One thing's certain, these dogs deserve so much better and something needs to be done about how these animals are cared for. This poor dog recovers after injuries sustained from being thrown around in a small cage. The animal activists and the dog lovers rescued all of the dogs and are now giving them medical treatment and finding them loving homes. Veterinarians are working to save as many of these poor dogs as they can so they can make a recovery and live happy lives. Activists are working every day to stop this cruelty and save these poor innocent dogs. This absolutely breaks my heart and I can't even think of how much this probably happens every day in China. I'm thankful to know that we have friends overseas doing everything they can to stop this terrible abuse. I'm also thankful for social media and how this story exploded in time to save these beautiful dogs.